Scorpio, yes, it's rising. Talking about the ascendant, no surprising. My eyes in, they see through the x-rays. Understand, I can display something deeper in the depth of rebirth. Crazy ill transformation since I hit the earth. I jumped in the suit, but I'm spirit and soul. And lyrically, I can't be controlled. I spit gold, my brain is lighting. Don't you understand? Spiritually, I'm inviting, exciting. I'm the right man. See, this is hip hop and it's real poetry. It comes from the E, it flows so naturally. Every single letter in the alphabet is me. I am the fifth letter, more than getting cheddar. The former bedwetter, look dope in a sweater. Locks are long like King Kong. Don't you understand? I'ma sing my song. Ring the alarm. So you see, death and rebirth. Yes, that explains me. I'm back and I'm shining. Don't you understand? I've been climbing, soaring, lyrically, no flooring. Missed the opportunity to meet Lauryn Hill. Lyrically, I'm more than just chill. When I spill, I kill at will, like the cube of the ice. Lyrically, I'm so nice, and I want you to know it's not no Vincent Price. You should take my advice. The poetry just flows. I'm one of those crazy bad bros. I flows just like Noah. Yeah, man, I'm an ill flower, more than poetry, and I stand on the arc, and I want you to know that I never miss the mark. Hut, hype, I like to see. Never played quarterback back in the JB, a wide receiver and a cornerback. Never had no type or lack. The skills were ridiculous, crazy, nice. Played great defense like Sanders, ice. That jewelry, see, that means I'm married and I'm crazy, B. Yeah, and I speak the truth, just like Superman with the chipped tooth. Out of the booth, this Clark Kent's never hesitant. Kinda ill the way that I represent. These are more than just bars, you see. I'm down with Mars and Pluto easily. Both in the same house, both with the power. 11th house, the lyrical ill shower. Come on, man, you're not ready for this. That's why I rhyme, pumping the black fist. Knowledge. Episode 95. Woo, kind of hot tonight, right? Some bars, and your boy's tired. That's all freestyle off the top of the zone. Okay. How y'all doing? Man, if you were there, then you know today Astrological Coffee Talk with Eric was on fire. The dopest people were there. It was amazing. If you weren't there, we missed you. But hopefully next time, Evelyn was there. Hopefully
Can't wait for Sagittarius season.
Yeah, it's coming. November 22nd, 0 degrees, Sagittarius. My Scorpio sale ends that day. And then, not my Sagittarius birth chart sale. Everybody from November 23rd to December 31st, I'm doing a big holiday, Black Friday, Christmas, Thanksgiving, All Saints Day, like anything you can imagine. I'll be announcing it this week, but I'm going to do a big sale, and I'm going to do, I think, November 29th, Tuesday, a free webinar getting you guys ready for the Saturn in the Pisces energy in 2023 and the Pluto ingress to Aquarius from March to May of 2023. Because remember, it's not there permanently until 2024 to 44, January 21st, 2024. So how y'all doing? I hope everybody's good. I'm feeling good in the hood.
Right now we got Evelyn on, Steven on, Danny on, Israel on.
All right. All of them were there, except for Israel. Israel, you got to come to Coffee Talk so you can meet Evelyn, Danny, and Steven.
Danny said, what's up? Israel said, what's up?
What's up, Steven? Danny? I'm talking about us tonight.
Steven said Venus moves into Sagittarius on November 16th, but I can't wait for Sagittarius season either.
Yes. Well, it's so funny. Oh, hey, Moon Goddess, where you been? How you doing? You should come to Coffee Talk. The next one will be, I think, Saturday, December 10th. The second Saturday in December. Astrological Coffee Talk, part 11. Can't believe I'll be up to 11 is going to be Saturday, 1 p.m. Eastern, December 10th, 90 minutes or more over Zoom. Today we went OD, we went extra, but we were just building and talking. And I think, Danny, you had left. We were getting into all the Aquarius moon energy. And I don't know. It's just, I love you guys. Thank you, Danny and Stephen and Evelyn and everybody that came today. Coffee Talk was dope. I was breaking down Mars and Jupiter. We were looking at charts. We were chopping it up, sharing just everything, building communities. Just y'all are my 11th house crew. You know how we do. Okay. And so tonight on episode 95, yo, what should I do when I hit 100, you guys? Should I like come on air with like a cake? Cake. Should I come on air with like a I don't know, something, but because that's pretty cool. Like, and actually I'm more than 95 because I started the podcast on Facebook Live when I was doing stuff with kind of like another little network on Facebook. So I think if I probably was realistic, I was probably already up to 100 or 99. I did a bunch there, but it's all good. 95, and yeah. So we'll see what I rock with on 100, and I hopefully by then the truth is here for a little bit. Then Wifey will come on because the truth is doing his thing. But say what's up. Let the people see you.
Hi guys.
You're barely in. Get in there. Get in this. Look at this, guys. My Virgo rising, Gemini sun moon. Little troublemaker. Sit down. Yeah, that's the truth. So, oh my God. There's so much to talk about, so much to say. But tonight on episode 95 Knowledge is Love podcast, I am talking about, because it is Scorpio season and it's a little early to get into the Scorpio Sagittarius cusp, the cusp of revolution. I might do that in the next 2 weeks, but I am trying to have 2 guests on. I'm going to bring back Miss 4th generation psychic intuitive healer, Laura Cool from Cool Conversations and Soul to Soul Reading. She'll be coming back on, I believe, this Wednesday or Friday. We're going to solidify it and get that popping. And then I'll be bringing on another psychic medium, Miss Javanka Magana. Who's, she's been to Coffee Talk as well. We missed her today. And she'll be coming on soon. And she also does tarot like you, Stephen, but she's, she does some real amazing psychic work as well and a medium. So, yeah. And then I got some feelers out for some other people, other guests as well that I'm trying to connect with. So your boy's making moves. You know how I do. I never stop grinding. That's that Capricorn moon, like we were talking about today, man. That Capricorn moon is something, and I got to learn to relax more. But some good news: Wifey and my mother-in-law, they came home with a beautiful new standing desk, so I won't be killing my back anymore. So I might even do a show standing up for y'all instead of sitting in a chair for Knowledge is Love. But I stand up for most of my videos and stuff and all that. What's coming up? True Black Moon Lilith in the 10th house, and I'll finish that series. And also some more I do Part of Fortune, Gemini and Cancer. And I have to check community, and you guys make sure you vote if you haven't voted. But I think Secrets of the Moon Sign series is big. Oh, I hear my wife. She's going to replace the truth. And I'm also going to be doing Mercury in 8th house. So that's like what's scheduled for early this week, and the videos coming up this week. So stay tuned for that. Black Moon Lilith in the 10th house, I'll probably be putting up tomorrow. And then, like I said, the Gemini Cancer Part of Fortune, Mercury 8th house. And I'll let you know when I start the series and officially announce the webinar, the date and time, the podcast. I mean, my guest, and then the end of the year birth chart sale. The birth chizzy sale, which is going to be a big sale. I'm trying to give you all bigly breaks for the holiday season, but it's going to be from November 23rd to December 31st, midnight. You know what I'm saying? So who is Scorpio Rising? Danny, who are we? Matt Gaming, who are we? Glam Diva, who are we? It's so much deeper than words, right? I think, Danny, as you and I have matured, my friend, we've probably come to realize and recognize in ourselves, as I was saying today in Coffee Talk, that Aquarius placements and Scorpio placements are extremely strong karmic energy. Their connections to Saturn and Mars and Uranus and Pluto, they are really powerful energies. And remember, it's Scorpio, Aquarius, and Pisces that have dual rulership, right? So Scorpio, Mars, Pluto, we're going to get into that soon. Aquarius, Saturn, Uranus. And then Pisces, Jupiter, Neptune, right? Jupiter being traditional and Neptune being the modern ruler. So there's really extra layers to Scorpio Sun Moon Risings, Aquarius Sun Moon Risings, and Pisces Sun Moon Risings, more than meets the naked eye. My eye is naked. Wifey missed the dope intro freestyle, but I'll send it to her later. The bear went in.
I know.
It was bars galore. But so Scorpio rising. So you look at the first house and you have the Scorpio rising. You can have planets there, but your chart ruler is Mars. You look at the traditional ruler. And then you go around the 12th house zodiac wheel. I'm a Western tropical astrologer. I use the whole sign system. I look at principles of the Placidus and the Vedic system as well, because I'm all about getting to the truth. And that is what the definition of Scorpio is. Hence, and I didn't know this at the time, my second album is titled Truth Speaker, because I'm all about the truth. And that's what Scorpio risings and that energy is all about. They are the investigators. The Mars Pluto energy makes them healers. They go through a lot of transformations and transmutations in their lives. You might know a Scorpio rising at 20, and they're a whole nother person at 42. Then they might be a whole nother person at 59, and a whole nother person at 70. You know what I mean? That's what Scorpio risings go through in their life. And so we're going to go through each house to kind of really, and I'll take breaks and interact with you guys. And you can ask questions. And for any of you guys who are not Scorpio risings, I'm sure you have a friend, a family member, a spouse, a child, a cousin, a play friend, a neighbor that's probably a Scorpio rising. They're all over the world. They're everywhere. They might even be in your closet or under your bed. But yeah, it's a very powerful, intense energy, high emotional EQ, intelligence. And what happens with Scorpio risings as they get older, they start to realize, like I was, inferring earlier, that they have kind of X-ray vision in the sense that Scorpio risings tend to be able to see through people in the spiritual realm, almost like they can see their heart and soul, and they can decipher if people are good and good intentions or kind of bad and maybe negative, evil intentions. It's very, very powerful. So what's reported and said about Scorpio risings, you guys, is that they have that it's a, like a blessing and a curse, a gift and a curse, but they are blessed or they are gifted by the ancestors. And that gift is that no matter what they go through, even through the self-abuse, drugs, this, that, homelessness, whatever, but they will, I mean, you shouldn't say homelessness, but that can happen, but they will never, never go broke or without having their needs met because of the second house. The first house is the I am energy, your physical appearance, outer mask, all the stuff like the upper jaw to the crown of your head. But the second house is that the toddler energy, right? Your savings, earnings, five senses, speech, food, survival, material items, but keyword, money, money, money. And that Sagittarius is Jupiter. That's the gift from the ancestors. Scorpio risings, having the Jupiter in the second house, it can make their speech very spiritual, philosophical. They can be very optimistic in terms of making and earning money. But remember, Jupiter, what? Sagittarius, it's shooting its arrows. So they are often entrepreneurs, but they will go and chase that arrow, go obtain and chase and hunt down their goals. And they are people who can be very fortunate and lucky in life, even through the death and rebirth, transformations, pain, trauma, and crises. And when I think about my own life, there's times when the stuff hit the fan, or I went to bed and the stomach was a little hungry. I had a slice of pizza and a Snapple in my 20s, and that was it. But when I really think about it, yeah, that Sagittarius second house, it was always there as like a little gift and a blessing. And I always was able to pay rent, pay bills, do this, do that, whatever had to get done. Good, bad, indifferent. That Sagittarius second house. And we're not talking about any planets in any of these houses tonight. But if you guys happen to know or want to share placements and you are Scorpio rising or no one and you have certain placements in houses, then let's have at it. And of course, we'll chop it up. So I'm going to get to the third house, Capricorn, but let Wifey read all the intros and messages and say hello to you guys. And she said hello to you guys at Coffee Talk. And some people texted me and they were so happy to meet you in person as well.
Yes, it was lovely. It was really, really wonderful. I don't know where William.
Oh, he left off with Israel. With there was Danny, Stephen, and Evelyn, and then Israel. And then, so he only read the first 4 comments, I think.
So, okay. Have you gotten a moon goddess?
He said moon goddess, and I said hello, but I didn't hear what she said.
So she saw, I saw your live, fellow Scorpio.
Yes.
Stephen the Jupiterian. Right. I was forgotten about this morning, but it's okay. I always picked last, and I was always picked last in gym too. Oh,
you got to speak up, Stephen. Oh, that's right. In terms of your big 3 placements. Oh, you got to speak up, Stephen. You know that wasn't intentional, my brother. I got nothing but love for you. That's why I had you on the podcast. Yeah, you know, it's a lot for me to kind of mentally keep track. I got to admit, I was even a little overwhelmed, and it was a blessing, but where's a lot of us on, you know? So, you know, for the most part, we won't always do that, but I felt that there were so many new people today. I did want to share, but I'll make sure, Stephen, next time you let those new people know your big 3. But I did mention your business. Remember that. So, you know.
Evelyn said that she learned a lot.
Thank you. It was really good, you guys. We had a lot of fun.
There's just a lot of hellos and love for William. Thank you so much for loving our son.
Yeah, they met the truth. He came in and said hello.
Let's see. Oh, wait. Moon Goddess 40%. Oh, man. Wait for the girls with that one.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, it's 7th grade, 13. We're starting to. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yes. It's happening. Carbon Star.
And Carbon Star was there today. And he has Mars, Venus, and Aries in his 8th house. Lord of mercy.
I don't know Carbon Star. I don't believe.
Yeah, she was on today.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay, I don't know if I said hello to her.
You did. She said
hi. Evelyn. Okay, Evelyn, Scorpio, and Mars and Mercury. What's up with that?
Yeah.
Okay, she had a little sign. And Moon Goddess said, "I'm a Scorpio rising.
I know.
And my Cancer sun is in the 8th house.
9th house. Remember?
I think she said 8th house.
No, I know. I'm correcting her. Remember whole sign system when I did your chart. Mm-hmm. Cancer's in the 9th house. It makes the trine, right? Pisces 5th, Cancer 9, Scorpio 1st. The Gemini is the 8th house. Moon Goddess. You better be looking at your chart again, lady.
Stephen the Jupiterian's brother is a Scorpio rising.
Oh, see? How did I see, Stephen? I didn't just say that by accident. I knew that your family members are Scorpio risings.
Evelyn said she has to check something. What did you say to Evelyn?
She has to check something?
Yeah. She said, "Let me check." And she was laughing. So I don't know. What did you say?
Oh, I don't know.
Okay.
Check it out.
Moon Goddess. Yep, my best friend since childhood, DJ. You did both our charts.
Yes.
Thank you. Thank you for trusting my husband to do that. I really love it. Like I tell people all the time, my husband is super gifted.
DJ and Moon Goddess are no joke. They're great ladies.
Let's see. Evelyn.
Hey, Moon Goddess, you got to tell DJ she needs to come on a live sometimes. I know, you come, but she I don't think she's caught alive.
So Evelyn says she did find someone. He's an enemy.
A Scorpio rising. And
then Johannes.
Hey, Johannes, welcome back.
I've never met.
I think Johannes, you've been here before, right, Johannes?
Scorpio rising.
It's been a while.
Looks like eagles.
Yes, because the Scorpio rising, you guys, goes from the Scorpion to the Phoenix rising out of the ashes, which is the pain, trauma, and crises, and that kind of burns your buttocks and hurts. And then the healed version is Anguilla, which means eagle. Scorpio rising morphs and transmutes to the eagle. It's the highest vibration. Yeah. And that's the constellation in the sky. That's the name, Anguilla, for Scorpio rising. Yeah. No, it's really deep, you know. So remember, like I said, you want to look for your chart ruler and see where Mars is. You don't look for Pluto, but you could look as a secondary, but you always look for the traditional planet, right? Even for Capricorn Aquarius, you look for Saturn. For Taurus or Libra rising, you look for Venus. So when we get to the third house, our kindergarten through fifth grade, our words, writing, learning, communication, social media, siblings, neighbors, cousins, local community, transportation, we have Capricorn. That's Saturn energy. So Scorpio risings tend to be kind of like old souls in elementary school, very mature. And you know, you can share Moon Goddess and Danny if that was the case for you. It definitely was for me. I was the one that would prevent bullies from beating up other kids. I was the one that would, you know, when we played teams and football and flag football, you know, some kids would be greedy and be always like every day in class, oh, I'm captain, I'm captain. I'm like, wait a minute, you were captain yesterday or the day before. Like, and it wasn't for me. I would be like, let Willie and let Michael be captains today. Right. So there's that maturity to know what's right and fair and just. And so I think, you know, the Capricorn third house, it can be a very fascinating energy for a young kid, because I think also what plays out, like for me, and I've said this on here before, but it's really wild. And I'll get to you guys if you share your third house experiences, Moon Goddess and Danny. But I remember when my mother would have like house parties, adults would come and talk to me because I was like the little Weisenheimer smart kid that knew every stat for every player in sports. Okay. And I was a very good athlete and stuff until my vision got worse. And then I had to quit each sport, which was really hard for me mentally and emotionally because I was a really good athlete. But then I wound up becoming a track star in high school. So, you can't stop a good boy with the Mars in the 11th house, But so the Capricorn third house also can make you have some limits and delays, fears and anxieties about writing and reading. And what's so funny, I became so good over time, and that's what Saturn does. But I had those limitations and anxieties reading out loud in class, and I was a slow reader. And I remember I had to go to like a separate classroom for third grade to the reading room. But the first books I read were on Pete Rose and Muhammad Ali. Sports, see? So, so that was kind of interesting. Did Danny and Moon Goddess, did they share anything?
Let's see. So Danny said he has Neptune and North Node in the second house of Sagittarius.
Oh, yeah, that's really deep, Danny. And so, that even really speaks to you kind of earning money in the spiritual realm and spirituality being part of your speech, five senses, how you earn money, even collecting spiritual items, and then transforming from, let's say, if you were raised devout Christian or Catholic, Danny, then becoming, less dogmatic and becoming just more spiritual. And so that Neptune North Node second house would do that for you. But at the same time, that Sagittarius, it's always going to be there to protect you. Even when stuff is hitting the fan or whatever, there'll be like a little blessing, a little boom, a little coin, a little check, and be like, oh, okay, good. I can eat tonight. I can pay my rent. I'm good. But and Moon Goddess, I remember when you moved into your new house, all the stuff you went through, we go through some stuff. I mean, listen, it's not just going to be all about me, but I am a Scorpio rising. And, for the teaching aspect of the live podcast tonight, it's like, hey, before I turned 8, both my parents were shot, right? Father was murdered. Mom was shot in the head and survived. A miracle, but you know what I mean? Like, so Scorpio risings, they go through some intense pain, trauma, and crises in their lives. And they constantly have this death and rebirth. Now, some, like the Pluto Scorpio generation that are Scorpio risings, some of them can go through physical, emotional, or sexual abuse. Um, they can be, dealing with some psychological issues. They can be great at manifesting money and have almost like a false sense of power sometimes. Like they're very powerful spiritually, but they have to learn to surrender, let go, and let God. And then they get the real power, which is more spiritual and magical, not this false bravado like, oh, I got a big check and a big car. No, no, no. The real power comes from self-discipline, self-love, and spiritual growth and healing your inner child. And so that's the assignment. Like, I was talking about today, Pluto Virgo's got to help out Pluto Scorpio because Pluto Leo is not helping them the way they should. They kind of dropped the ball, So we're going to get to the fourth house of Aquarius, but any,
Johannes said that he's a Scorpio rising. Look like, oh no, we already said that. I'm so sorry. We did Danny. We did Danny already. And Carbon Star said she had fun. It was great to meet everybody.
It was.
Moon Goddess, thank you so much. She complimented my hair. Listen, girl, I can help you with that. First thing is going to be your hydration. If you ever, I can't hijack this right now, but if you ever really want to have a conversation,
she'll be on officially as a guest for her business. She does organic body and skin care.
That. Yeah. Go to my page, Sabale Pure, SABALI Pure. And I don't have any hair products as of yet, but I used to make a phenomenal hair mask. So I'm really big on that hydration, and I can help you. Let me see. Let's get back. That's the stuff on the inside. Show me the outside. Well, it's my last company.
Yeah, it's her old company, but this is Moroccan Mermaid, and I'm using it for the scalp and the locks, and it's still magnificent. She might do a different version of it and even make it better.
Yeah,
but
you gotta make it better.
Yeah, but she
less messy.
Yeah, because it can get like little nuggets and
particles. Because it has a lot of loose herbs.
Loose herbs in it, but very good for the scalp.
But fabulous, and I can totally help you because that's what it is. Curly hair, we need to hydrate. We don't want to overwash. Different things. I can talk to you on that, but it's
sabalepure.com, and here on YouTube, you guys subscribe. It's Sabale Pure Face and Body. Okay, and she's going to change it to Sabale Pure. She just hasn't gotten around to it yet.
Okay, let me see. I'm so sorry. I know. Okay, Stephen Jupiterian. I know so many new people at Coffee Talk. Yes, it was phenomenal. I know my husband was so excited to see so many people coming, and
it was great.
One thing
you guys were awesome today.
He's so excited about. I'm excited too, but this has been his vision: is making this community because having a backup community is amazing. And I think over time,
and the support system,
I love it. Like I even
supporting each other's businesses.
That Danny got Irene up to speed on what was going on. Because she got in late.
Oh, hey Irene, you're here.
I love that.
We missed you, and I'm going to send you the audio if I didn't already send it to you from today, Irene, because everybody on the Coffee Talk said hello to you. So yeah, it was great, and Danny was there, Irene. But we had new people. Carbon Star was there. Addie was there. Laura Cool came. I mean, we had, a lot of the regulars and some regulars that, hadn't been there in a month or two, came back. I mean, it was dope.
A wonderful meeting.
It was dope.
Okay. Evelyn Torres. Yep. An ex-friend turned dirty. I think that goes back to something she was saying.
Scorpio Rising, yeah.
Let's see. I was the same Danny Figueroa said he was the same when he was younger.
Oh, wow. Yeah. The elementary third house Capricorn, right?
Moon Goddess 45. Yes, you're right on. Hated bullies. And we had kids in the neighborhood that liked hurting animals. That's horrible.
Oh, yeah.
And it enraged me.
Yeah.
I would ride my bike to take, say, a little squirrel they stoned to the vet.
Oh, you're amazing, Moon Goddess. They stoned. Oh my God. Where'd you grow up? God, some sadistic kids.
Yeah, like maybe.
Oof, and see, and that's the thing. Scorpio risings, we are very spiritual and very pure, and we'll get to that seventh house Taurus, because Scorpio risings tend to like a pure mate. And this one's pure, and so that seventh house Taurus, the seventh house, the opposite for partnerships, marriage, marketplace, right? But yeah, that's tough. So let's get to the fourth house, Aquarius. So, you're dealing with your mother, your ancestors, childhood home, adult home, retirement home, any buildings that you would go to, church, after school program, right? Sixth, seventh, eighth grade. That's like the fourth house. So having Aquarius there, mom could be a little cold and detached. Intelligence was important in the home. Technology. I remember we had the Betamax, the VHS, the DVDs, the like stereo system in the house, intercoms. You could be like, mom be like, Eric, time for dinner. So technology was a big thing. That's always got it. It's so funny. It's the first time I kind of mentally put that through my own rinse cycle because I almost forgot about it. But that describes Aquarius fourth house. And I was always into technology. I was always innovative and futuristic, and yeah, like Aquarius, like I was talking about today, right? It's the water bearer. It pours the knowledge and the wisdom. And that was definitely very much because I have a Cap moon, so my moon's in the third house, but that was definitely describing my mom. She wouldn't like, I remember I always wanted my mom to play Double Dribble with me on, was it ColecoVision or something, the video game? And she wouldn't play with me and I'd get so upset. And, because, I had an older sister, but we were 5 years apart. So in some ways it was like I was an only child, even though I had a bunch of like male cousins and friends all the time. But, people aren't at your house all the time. And so I can remember like trying to get my mom to play a video game with me and she wouldn't. And it kind of hurt my feelings, I ain't gonna lie. But but she would always pour the knowledge on me. And so that's the Aquarius fourth house. And then also, something that you might not know, and it can be in some of the astrology textbooks, but I didn't know this, but then it happened, right? 40 years, my whole life in New York City. And then I just got up and just boom, left. That's Aquarius. Scorpio risings often, not all the time, because I think Danny and Moon Goddess, you're still around your local area, but they can tend to move. And depending on your chart, it can actually be beneficial for Scorpio risings to move away. And the irony, Aquarius fourth house, it's a drier climate. So I moved to the desert, pretty dry, right? So even though it's the water bearer, Aquarius, because of Saturn, it's a dry energy. The water it's pouring is the water of wisdom and knowledge, okay? So it's kind of interesting. And then you get to the fifth house for the Scorpio risings, the Pisces. So the fifth house is anything from your heart, your creativity, your hobbies, your children, your speculative gains, past life commerce, high school, college years, studying history, ancient knowledge. It's the stage, the arena. It's poetry, art, dance, music, rhyming, everything's painting, sculpting. It's dating, romance, fun sex. You could see twin flame energy there, right? And for me, I have Pisces. I married a Pisces. That's crazy. So, so that kind of plays out there. And we didn't really date that long. We met and got married in 9 months, September 30th to June 30th. It was like, whoop, 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 whoop. Right. So, but I would say, I think my children, compared to a lot of kids I meet, all my children are pretty spiritual. They are really pretty spiritual beings and they embrace and love spirituality. And for the most part, they love animals and don't hurt them or anything. And, they have a bearded dragon and 2 tortoises as pets. They all want a dog. Now this one starts to want a dog.
I want a Irish wolfhound.
She wants an Irish wolf. She does, but she really doesn't.
I do.
It would drive her crazy.
No, he wouldn't. But I would just need to figure out because I plan on taking a lot of vacations.
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. Like it's just it's an expense that we're not really ready for right now, but we will be. But I'll say this. Remember the key words about the fifth house and Pisces, and I talked about it today in Coffee Talk. The connection between Leo and Pisces, and that's my wife and my twins, is the creativity, from your heart, reflecting back to God's source energy. And so most people don't associate any type of connection or symmetry between like Leo and Pisces, but it is that spirituality and creativity vibrating from the heart. And so me and Scorpio Risings, right, and Danny and Moon Goddess, when you think about it, you know, it's actually a good placement right now for all of us, and I'm going to do it this week, to buy lottery tickets, Powerball and Mega Millions. I think Powerball is Monday or Tuesday night. Monday, maybe you guys might know. And then I think Mega Millions Tuesday night. Well, until December 20th, this is a time for Scorpio Risings to actually buy lottery tickets because there's an increase, a chance of you winning with Jupiter being there. And the fifth house is literally gambling, speculative gains, fantasy sports, all that type of stuff. Okay. But it's also a good time to be creative, start your own business, do anything from your heart, write the song, write the poetry, write the rhyme, paint the picture. Now, I can't paint or draw. Danny, I know you're creative. Moon Goddess, I think I remember you had some creativity. Who else was the Scorpio Rising? Was it Israel? Or no, Johansson. Johansson, you have to share and let me know, like, if you have kids and
Air Filter's a Scorpio.
oh,
Rising.
Air Filter's here. Hi, Air Filter. You know,
Abraham's son is a
Scorpio Rising.
Rising.
Yeah, yes, he is.
I'm trying to like go through here.
Okay, you can catch up with Air Filter and everybody.
Right, but
So,
I mean,
Air Filter, I
we
was
talking on
commenting.
it, so.
Well, no, but I just want to know, catch you up. We were talking about, and Danny and Moon Goddess related, and maybe Johansson, you guys can share. For you, kindergarten through fifth grade, elementary school, were you pretty like mature, kind of an old soul? You didn't like kids that were bullies? Like I was kind of like very mature, and I would like, tell bullies like, no, let's not do that. You know what I mean? Like I wasn't having it, not on my watch. And but I also was about fairness when we would pick teams for sports, stuff like that. And I think a lot of times the Scorpio Risings with that Capricorn third house, they do this. They don't even know why they do it, but it makes sense, right? When you think back on your life, that Capricorn third house is really formative, but it also can create, and I had this, fears and anxieties about reading in class. I was a slow reader, limitations, delays. But then what does it do? That Capricorn and Aquarius energy over time, like Saturn, and not saying your Saturn is there, but you guys who are Scorpio risings, you can share any of these planets that you might have in these houses. But what it does is that it limits the restrictions, fears, and anxieties, the more hard work and discipline you put into place, especially for your third and fourth house. So elementary and middle school, and then you can kind of lose your discipline in high school and college because you got Pisces there and you're like, whoa, let's be creative and party. Pisces time. Whoa, let's get into the subconscious mind. Let's do a little chemicals. Let's get drink and party. It's Pisces time. And that's what happened. So, you guys maybe can relate to that. So Air Filter and Johansson and Danny Moon Goddess, let me know because I remember, I was kind of straight laced. I was a good boy, all right. But then, certain friends you meet, and then high school, started, I drank my 40 ounces of my cognac and Coca-Cola, and then I, took a little bit of Mary Jane. But I think overall, I always made sure anytime I was partying and doing stuff, especially in college, what did I do? I created. I wrote rhymes. I wrote monologues. I wrote screenplays. I wrote short stories. We would watch films, analyze and critique it. I was a radio, television, and film major at the University of Maryland. So I was always writing analysis of films, writing stories. My first thing that I wrote in the 8th grade was a murder mystery. I wrote in 8th grade. It was actually pretty good. But you know what I mean? I got into Shakespeare in high school. Iambic pentameter, the poetry, the sonnets, you know what I mean? So the Pisces fifth house, you guys, can really heighten the creativity and imagination in that house where creativity and hobbies and speculative gain come. Now, remember, in terms of politics, it's political discussion and debate. The 11th house is politics, big crowds, the arenas, running for office. The 10th house is like the government, the authority, but the 5th house is debating, talking politics. High school and college, what did I do? I discussed and debated and talked about politics, right? I mean, I was that kid that as soon as I turned 18 in 1998, I voted for, what was that, Michael Dukakis? You know, like I was, you know, registered as soon as my birthday, you know. And so, you know, just to give you an example, but I knew and was into politics at a very young age, you know. So let wifey get to the comments and then we'll get to that sixth house, Aries. Interesting.
Oh my, there's been so much.
Yeah,
Oh,
I love my peoples.
I know. Okay.
I think we left off at air filter. No? Oh.
You know, I kind of skipped around a little bit because
you can catch it up. Especially if there's any questions or comments about the houses.
Oh, I might make it again, Moon Goddess. We will see. Okay, let's see. I found another one. Oh, this is Evelyn. I'm so sorry. I found another one, and an ex-friend that turned dirty. I'm beginning to wonder if there was something in my chart that triggered it. I think sometimes our chart, we can kind of attract people. I think and I'm getting in his space now, but I think sometimes we attract people that for lessons that we need to learn.
Yeah, definitely.
So if you're seeing that pattern,
because it could be be 6th house, 12th house, depending. I forgot what, Evelyn, remind me. Forgive me. What is your rising sign again? Because no, you have Sagittarius 6th house, Capricorn. You're Cancer rising, right, Evelyn? I believe so. So, you know, the Scorpio, yeah, because you have Scorpio 5th house, right? So, you know, that's kind of interesting, but I'm not sure like why. But you do have, I think you have you might have Neptune and Scorpio.
She has the South Node traveling through her 5th house ruled by Scorpio.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, so right now, if this situation you're talking about is just like recent in the last year, yeah, the South Node being in Scorpio, that can bring some of that because you have a bunch of Scorpio planets. I think you might have Mercury, Neptune, and something else there, maybe Mars. So, you know, yeah, that can, you know, create that. Not necessarily definitely Scorpio risings, but it can be Scorpio energy. So it could be Sun, Moon, or rising. You know, so yeah, that can happen. But the 5th house wouldn't be necessarily the main indicator of it. You know what I mean? So there's other activations, but the South Node it could be just karmic lessons you might need to experience or learn from them. It's kind of interesting, but let's go ahead.
Irene was asking, what if my Uranus
Oh, and thank you for the compliment. I'm so glad you enjoyed the video I did just for you. Venus square Pluto. People loved it. It's really popular so far.
She asked, what if I have Uranus aspecting almost every planet except my moon, but it's in Aquarius?
That just means you need to come to Astrological Coffee Talk with Eric. Didn't you know that?
Stop playing with her.
No, I'm not. I love Irene.
I know you do.
I'm just so glad you even emailed me. Okay.
Oh, yeah,
you made my heart. You
did.
I told William, I told my wife, I was like, Irene Mack emailed me.
I was like, what?
So you're appreciated and loved in this house, Irene. I want you to know that. So, and everybody on Coffee Talk wants to meet you. But Steve, okay, but let me just answer her question. So yeah, I mean, it kind of just speaks to you being the spiritual awakener, the rebel. You know, each planet that it's talking to, you know, depending on the planet, you know, it's going to project out different energies. But I think the theme in your life, Irene, is speaking to being innovative, being forward thinking, being futuristic, technology, the rebel, being the spiritual awakener, getting those visions and dreams and downloads from God, you know? And so for each planet and sign that it's aspecting, just look at those different relationships, you know? And once you finally hit me up for a chart reading, I can really explain it to you in great detail, Irene. But you know, that's how you would look at it. But if you're a very strong Uranian person, then you know you are a rebel and the black sheep and very avant-garde and esoteric. Okay.
I'm so sorry.
After Irene. It's okay.
Yeah, no, there's just so many questions and they keep coming in. And so I'm so sorry, guys. Thank you so much. Stephen, the Jupiterian, most of his cousins are a decade older than he is. Aquarius in the 3rd house, Sagittarius rising. And then I always ask my partner for a pet. I would not mind a cat. Oh my gosh! So tonight I took the boys to one of their friends' houses, and they have a cat. He's got like this esophagus thing, so it sounds like he's snoring all the time. She said she had to kick him out of her room last night because his snoring was so loud. He sounded like a pig, but he's drinking water, and I'm like, it sounded like a pug was over there.
I had a cat like that too. His name was Sam, and he had a sinus issue, so he would sneeze all over the house.
No. This cat wasn't disgusting like that.
Okay.
It just was like,
That's
like I'm petting the cat. No, but no noise. It's just all snort. It was really, really funny.
Okay.
Anyways, I don't know why I brought that up, but
I'm a dog person over cats. But,
let's see.
I don't hate on any animals.
Cat Sterling says hello.
Hey, Cat Sterling, nice to meet you. I'm Eric Taylor. Welcome. You want to share your big three? Let me know your sun, moon, and rising. And thank you for coming on Knowledge is Love.
Abraham is taking his son to get a ticket.
A ticket?
A ticket. I'm not exactly sure what ticket.
What ticket?
Yeah, we gotta know what's up with that.
That's awesome. What are you taking him to?
Let's see. Cat Sterling, you two look. Oh, thank you. That's so sweet.
What did I say?
She said we look amazing.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you. Stephen the Jupiterian. Irene, is Uranus close to your midheaven?
Oh, yeah. That would speak a lot to the
he's
career.
Learning some stuff and he's applying it. All right, let's do it.
Stephen knows.
And Moon Goddess does body work. What healing body work? What is that exactly? There's so many different things. I'd love to know more.
And that speaks definitely to your Scorpio Rising, Moon Goddess.
Okay.
Yeah. Scorpio Rising can be powerful healers, and we'll get to the Gemini 8th house. But let's talk about this Aries 6th house. I want to interject with you guys, but I want to move along and explain all 12 houses, right? So Aries 6th house, what is this? Your health, your work, your daily routine. This is when you become the adult. You're after college. Got to brush your teeth, shower, deodorant, brush your teeth, and, do Sabale Pure. You want organic vegan products, all that good stuff, right? You get put on the Sabale Pure lip balm. But the Aries 6th house deals with conflicts, divorce, sickness, illness, co-workers, bosses. And that's where you can get the haters, right? But it also deals with small pets, right? So Aries, the ram, we have some small pets in home. And, they're not necessarily traditional, which kind of makes sense, I guess, with the Aries. But Aries also is associated with meadow, and it initiates. So I think about that in sports and competition, because it's very aggressive, assertive, competitive, right, in the 6th house. So that was a big thing for me, right? Running track, playing sports, daily routine, kind of initiating, being like, aggressive, assertive, right? But at the same time, it, I think, speaks to me very much now, and probably even somewhat of Danny and Moon Goddess. And I'm not sure, Johansson and Air Filter, you'd have to share, more with me because I haven't seen your charts. But, the Aries 6th house, it can even speak to you working independent, having your own business, being a leader, right? Remember, Aries is childlike. It's very curious. It wants to experience things. It might not always follow through, but it definitely initiates. But also what it does is it's very pioneering, maverick energy. So you're going to do some things that are a little to the left, a little different, avant-garde in itself. So that's a really good energy to have in your 6th house. But you can be accident prone. You can have sicknesses and illnesses that deal with the head. I know when I got the valley fever, it went through my nose and mouth and gave me mucus and inflammation. It didn't go to my lungs. That would have been Gemini more, but it was, all in the head. Now, I don't have this, but let me know if any of you Scorpio risings deal with this. Do any of you guys suffer sometimes from migraine headaches? That can happen to Scorpio risings. And you can be accident prone because of the Aries 6th house. But you can do well when you work out, the muscle memory. So even when I was at my sickest and gained a lot of weight, once I started to lose it and work out again, it was just like boom, boom, boom. The body started to remember, and like the muscles just naturally, are starting to come back. Same thing even now after, almost dying, being in coma, right? So Aries in the 6th house is actually a very interesting and kind of energetic energy, right? Like I can work forever. Aries is like they can be workaholics and they can also be in the health or medical field. So sometimes Scorpio risings, you guys can work as healers, like Moon Goddess was saying, or doctors, or things like that as well. Okay. So I'm going to get to the seventh house and then we'll get back to your comments and questions. The seventh house, Taurus, right? The other half, contracts, negotiations, the marketplace for shopping, scales, right? Rice, beans, you measure the meat when you're shopping. Also sales, marketing, but it's partnerships for business, long-term relationships, and marriage. Who did I marry? A Taurus rising. You little Scorpio rising, you did a good job. So my other half is Taurus, and she's the Taurus rising. Had no clue when I married her, but God did. God did. Right? Shout out to Khaled, DJ Khaled.
Listen.
God did. Go ahead.
Yeah, you gotta let me. They keep
Okay,
this keeps
okay.
going, and then
Okay,
I
I'm
keep
sorry,
getting
I'm sorry.
lost in all these comments because
all
people
right.
want to talk to you.
I know.
And I want to make sure they talk to you. He talks a lot.
I'm
I
trying
love
to
him.
explain it.
I know.
I gotta
Okay.
share.
Okay.
Go ahead. They know I gotta say what I gotta say.
Okay. So, okay. This is Irene.
Yes.
My Uranus conjunct Jupiter in the. Did I say this already?
No.
Jupiter in the fifth, opposite my Sun, and my Mars is 11th house, and my Mercury is 11th in Chiron, in the 11th Black Moon, Lilith, Aquarius Moon, Aquarius. Whoa, that's a mouthful.
Yeah.
Did you catch all that?
Yeah.
He's so good.
So it's like you kind of.
And her Uranus is in Sagittarius.
Yeah, you kind of have to. You kind of have to share your beliefs and philosophies, your wisdom about astrology and esoteric subjects. And that can be part of your own speculative gains in your own business. And I already told you about that Lilith. You got to come find your tribe on Coffee Talk. It's already there, built up. I've been building it, waiting for you. So you need to come join your spiritual family. Tap into your root chakra and get on the Zoom and join us, right? And so, and that's literally in your chart. I'm not just saying that because I want you to come, but that's what that is describing. And so, you know what I mean? And the Mars is, you would be good, right, at the networking. Mars is in 11th, right, with Mercury and Chiron. So you have some wounds from some fake friends and some groups and organizations maybe that ostracized you in the past. We wouldn't do that at a Coffee Talk to you, though. And you could have some issues and maybe some hurt wounds from older siblings, But I think overall, that Mars and Mercury is really nice energy in your 11th house that can make you really achieve and reach your goals and your hopes, dreams, and wishes. Remember, the 11th house is nonprofit, philanthropic work, but it is our hopes, dreams, and wishes. Supports the 10th house of the career, right? So, so go ahead. But I want to hear from Air Filter or Johansson if they shared any of their Scorpio placements, because that's what we're talking about tonight, Scorpio Rising.
So, Abraham Robinson, he said that his son has mild autism. Saturn is in his third house.
Yes, and he's going to be fine. So, and I'm going to finish up his chart this week. But what you are wanting to do is have the discipline, structures, and routines, and that will help guide him for education and learning. And what happens when you have that Saturn in the third house, over time, then he becomes the expert at writing, reading, communications, and he will be very disciplined with his speech. That Saturn Capricorn will turn into a positive for him. You understand? And he'll be very precise and nice with his words, from the ghettos to the burbs. And with the tracks that you make, your son might be spitting bars one day from here to Mars. Okay? And play music for him. Remember we were talking about today with your Capricorn moon, right? Me, you, and Hope. Play music for a young son, young Robinson. All right? That's important. Air Filter Johansson, anything?
Cat Sterling.
Oh, Cat Sterling's also Scorpio rising too, right? Or
Yeah,
no?
Scorpio ascending makes good. Oh no, makes good mediators. Sun Sag, we can keep order if we have to. Air Filter said, my son is a mediator. He gets in trouble for being in everyone's business. My son is also sensitive about his reading skills, so he shows out with his math skills, is what he told me.
Ah. Is your son also a Scorpio rising, Air Filter? Yeah, I believe so.
Then Jupiter, my older brother, was a heavy drinker in college. My older brother is a set designer, BA in fine arts.
Yep.
And then
Pisces fifth house, right?
Moon
Told you,
Goddess.
drinking in college.
Mhm.
God, I drank too much in college. Lord have mercy. Yeah, Moon Goddess.
Moon Goddess isn't Biden a Scorpio?
Yes, Biden is a Scorpio, 12th house sun, and he's got a Mercury and some other placements there too.
And then Stephen the Jupiterian did tell her that.
Yeah.
And so did Evelyn. And me and Evelyn are on the same wheel.
That's why astrologers have been predicting that he might not make it through his 4 years. One, because we're seeing the dementia come out, or whatever it is. But two, with all that stuff in his 12th house in Scorpio, in the South Node, and just even this time and this eclipse, and then the next. Remember, we have one more eclipse season coming up in April and May for the Taurus Scorpio axis. Then things are going to shift for the nodes to the cardinal signs, Aries, Libra. So soon, you guys, us Taurus, Leo, Scorpio, Aquarius risings will get a break. Soon come, especially when Saturn leaves Aquarius and goes to Pisces. But then the mutable signs will kind of get hit up, which kind of, still affects us because we're Virgo, Pisces, and, we're, mutable sun signs, just fixed rising signs.
So Irene said her and Evelyn are on the same wheel.
Yes.
Evelyn, where's your moon? And I don't know if she answered back. Matt Gaming is here.
What's up, Matt Gaming? We missed you, bro.
Stephen, of course, welcomed him.
Yeah.
And
we're talking about us tonight, Matt Gaming, Scorpio Risings.
And Moon Goddess. I'm an OG. My Neptune is in Scorpio.
That's right, like me, yeah.
And Abraham's laughing, and Irene's laughing. Everybody's laughing.
That's good.
Oh, Abraham said a lottery ticket. That's what he's talking about.
Yes,
yeah,
the ticket. Yes,
they say you have to be in it to win it.
Well, but this is the time.
I never get around to the store.
Well, we're going to do it this week. We actually should go Monday morning. But it's important for Scorpio risings because of
I had a dream about some numbers. Right?
Yeah.
We need all do
Neptune and Jupiter being in the 5th house to December 20th. This is the time if you're ever going to really do it, Scorpio risings, for you in particular, this is your time.
So Wealthy QT, do we know her?
Oh, welcome, Wealthy Cutie.
I don't think I know
Nice to meet you, Eric Taylor. Pleasure. Thank you for coming.
She is a Leo sun, Virgo rising, and an Aries moon.
Oh, Aries moon. I know that very well.
I will be contacting you for help.
Yes, hit me up for the birth chart. Taylor2coaching@gmail.com. And I know Virgo rising as well. I have a son that's a Virgo rising, and I'm Virgo stellium, 11th house. Sun, Mercury, Mars, Lilith, Black Node, Midheaven, Pluto. I got 7 things. 7. It's great.
Stephen the Jupiterian says, I know things. I have Uranus conjunct my midheaven in Libra.
Yes, he does.
And in the 11th house.
Yeah.
And then Evelyn said, I had an ex-boyfriend who abused me. I'm sorry.
Oh.
Scorpio rising. I guess this is a bad position for me. This was over 30 years ago.
Well, hey, you've met a great Scorpio rising now and Mr. Eric Taylor. Mm-hmm. So those days are over for you. Things have changed, Missy. But I will tell you this. Low vibration, Scorpio, sun, moon, or rising can be very toxic. Now, I was never that type, but yeah, because you have to understand, because they go through so much pain, trauma, and crises, and it definitely does matter the generation and where their Neptune and Pluto is. All those things play factors in the chart, right? But Scorpio risings, they can tend to, you can have look, I had a tough childhood, but it turned out the good way. Mm-hmm. But, before you're 8 years old, both your parents shot, you could turn into a wild person.
Well, I think,
but you know what I mean? So it just depends. So, and that's with every sign and every ascendant. It's not just Scorpio, but because Scorpio is very sensitive. It's fixed water, which is what? I'm as cold as ice, right? It's the fiery, Scorpio rising is the fiery water sign, just like Virgo is the airy earth sign, right? So, that can happen. But let me finish. Taurus, seventh house. So, for business partnerships, for marriage, like me with the Taurus rising wife, Scorpio risings, they want someone that is classy. Um, Taurus, Venus energy, right? They're going to be attractive, whether it's Taurus, Sun, Moon, or Rising. They might have good values. They can be artistic, right? When I first met her, I was like blown away because she could sing nicely, and she sang on my first two albums. Has a pleasant speaking voice. Taurus rules the throat, and one of the best benefits, she is like a gourmet chef. Okay. So that's one of the things with Taurus risings. And this is not just for marriage, but also for business partnerships. There's that yin yang of the other half, Scorpio Taurus. Taurus is about money, and so is Scorpio. So they are like how, remember I say Virgo Pisces is the healing axis, Taurus Scorpio is the money axis. So we've got the healing and the money cornered, right? Our Virgo Pisces suns, and then our Taurus Scorpio risings. You see how that works? So our moon signs are very different. We won't get into that. But it's one of those things where for business and connections and stuff like that, you really do want a Venusian life. You want to bring pleasure and beauty, quality, the five senses to, and the seventh house, remember, you could also see the skills of the second child. Now, how deep is that? Taurus, seventh house, my Virgo rising sun has Taurus and Mercury in his ninth house. Those are his skills. He can draw and act. Smooth Taurus voice, Mercury, right? So, so it's really fascinating. You can see that. Now I'm going to go to the eighth house and then we'll get to some more comments. But so the eighth house is Gemini. This is other people's money, your in-laws. This is debt, taxes, secret societies, anything hidden underground, occult knowledge, plant medicine, doTERRA, Reiki, astrology, tarot, human design, numerology, white magic, black magic, Santeria, Brujeria. You have power, control, obsession, sex, intimacy. It's about merging, transformation, sudden events, psychology. So when you have Gemini there, you can, with your hands and your words, communicate and discuss all those things. Plus, it's also death and rebirth. Who had a death and rebirth experience with their lungs just recently in their eighth house? Haha, me. So you see that plays out literally. And then today I told you guys a coffee talk. I wound up with 2 cuts on my ears out of nowhere. And I don't know what happened. I don't even know if I had the nails to do it. But I have 2 little cuts in the inner part of my earlobe. My wife and the kids saw it. And I was just like, I don't think I even did that in the middle of the night.
Really weird.
Yeah, it's really weird. But what's transiting the 8th house right now, you guys? Mars, which is cuts, Gemini, Mercury, ears. Very literal. Mars and Gemini is no joke. This is a terrible transit. I do not like it. But what can it make you do too? Investigate and communicate more about occult and ancient wisdom and knowledge. Yeah, so I'm even more curious right now at this time, probably until March, about plant medicine, researching and learning even more, right? That's why I had on Stephen about the tarot cards, right? I'm not into it per se, but I was curious about it. What's Gemini? Curiosity. So I initiated Mars, Gemini, 8th house. Had Stephen on to talk about tarot. Boom. You see how it plays out literally like that. Let me go one more before we get to you guys. 9th house, Cancer. So this is your beliefs, your law, your philosophies, your wisdom, your higher learning, masters, PhD, teachers, professors, gurus, shaman, foreign lands, traveling 50 miles or further away from your birthplace, your home. It's also publishing, Cancer energy. Well, I'm working on some books right now, and I'm having a Cancer nurturing female Capricorn rising with her Cancer in the seventh house, working with the other half, help me with my book. Just put that together right now. Isn't that deep? There are no accidents. And that's Meg, right, from Coffee Talk Today. So you see how deep that is, right? Because ninth house, Cancer publishing. And it also shows that when I would travel, and you all, Air Filter, Moon Goddess, Danny, that you can find almost like a family when you travel, when you move away, when you do higher education. You kind of have a sense of deep inner knowing, family, safety, security. So when I went away to college, I found like a new family, right? That's what Cancer does, right? It's also like when I would go on trips, whether it was London, Amsterdam, Paris, Cancun, Acapulco, Bahamas, wherever I would travel, even to different states, Cancer. I was always safe and secure, but I always found my own kind of family. So you guys can share, and then Wifey will get to the comments, but that can happen for Scorpio risings. You can find your spiritual family when you travel. Find blessings when you write and publish a book for your higher wisdom and education. Oh, had Cancer, feminine energy, mothering women. I had women help me with my writing and papers sometimes in college. Cancer. See how that works? So you guys do tell, do share anything with the seventh, eighth, and ninth house. I want to know. Come on, Scorpio Risings, give it to me. Go ahead.
Let's see. I love it. They always are talking back and forth. It's
Yeah,
awesome.
yeah.
Let's see. Oh wait, it's like the whole thing just flipped up. I hate when it does. I'll be scrolling through and then everything flips up and I lose where we're at. I'm trying to. So Abraham said I used to get migraines a lot as a kid. My Mercury is in Scorpio.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
But it's more associated, I think, with the Scorpio risings in the Aries sixth house. So please do tell if Moon Goddess or Air Filter or Danny Johnson experienced
Steven
that.
says that he gets headaches, Mars and Aries.
Yes.
In the fifth.
Yes. No,
Sinus
but that
problems until I moved to Cali.
Okay, that's interesting. But Mars, Aries, yes, that can. Because remember, Aries is upper jaw to the top of your head. Go ahead.
And Moon Goddess said that it's amazing that you had valley fever. She had neurological Lyme ticks.
Yes, I remember
were in her
that,
head.
Moon Goddess. I'm so sorry.
And you told them it went to your head and not to your lungs as much.
Yeah.
I
was produced overflow the lymphatic tract and producing mucus every day, like I had the flu. Yeah. Moon Goddess and I talked about that.
Abraham was telling Evelyn that hurt people just didn't heal himself yet. I'm glad you came out of the situation. Yes, absolutely. Yeah. You know what? We are like phoenixes rising from the ashes. Evelyn. Irene Mack said a lot of wounds from communities and family, and she thanked you, Eric.
Thank you.
Air Filter said, I have Pluto in Scorpio in my third house, but my sun is Scorpio rising, Cancer sun, and Sag moon.
Okay, you're the Virgo rising, Air Filter. I get it now. Okay, cool. Okay.
And Irene.
Well, this will help you guide your young son. You should get a birth chart for him and you anyway. But yeah, no, go ahead.
Irene said her mom has Saturn in the third house, and she is on the spectrum.
Oh, okay. Interesting. Did things get better for her from her childhood over time, though, Irene? I'm curious about that because Saturn can tend to release some of the restrictions and things get better over time. So.
Abraham, right? Right. We definitely stay on top of him with the verbal communications and the writing. He loves music too.
Yeah. And you know what? Because, you know the astrology and you and your wife and being his parents, you want to teach him at an early age some meditation and spirituality and to trust his Black Moon Lilith. And I'll show you that in the chart and explain it because I know, thinking back on my childhood and life, without knowing anything about this, I was very much trusting my gut. But later on in life, when I went against it, I regretted it. So that's a good gift for a father to give to the son, to trust your intuition.
Evelyn went on to say yes. Wait. Oh shoot. The thing moved. I can't stand it. I hate when this thing moves. No, Evelyn said, yes, Abraham, many women don't make it out of these situations. And she was blessed that she made it out. Absolutely, Evelyn. And for sure, I definitely relate to that. My first husband was extremely abusive, and I feel thankful every single day. And I did a lot of self work and just different things. And it's how I was able to meet this one who's a 180 of what I was married to initially. And I am thankful every single day. And he took in my son, and which is his son now, and my son changed his last name to be a part of this family. I mean, it's phenomenal.
And
he was
what's
fabulous.
wild, you all want to get chills?
Mhm.
His fourth house of home, Virgo. I'm a Virgo. He's a Virgo. My 11th house of stepchildren, Virgo.
Mhm.
You can't make that up.
Their birthdays are one day
Or
apart.
1 day apart. See, God makes no mistakes.
Absolutely.
And
It's
so
phenomenal.
it's
But
really deep.
It's something that you never forget when you have gone through that. It's a part of you, but and it sounds like you as well, Evelyn, you just stay in a constant state of thankfulness. And I never lose sight of the fact that I didn't have to make it out. Let's see. I understand people have lower vibrational side, and this is Evelyn. And I did attack these people when I was younger. My father was a model who was a low vibrational Scorpio who abused my mom. Yeah.
Sorry.
Irene Mac, her phone is dying, so she might not be here.
Okay.
And Moon Goddess. Yes, I moved to 3 other states, Florida, Louisiana, Georgia, always found friends who became like family.
Yes, see, 9th house Cancer, Moon Goddess, that's deep.
And Gayahu, Israel, my Mars in Scorpio, first house.
Yeah.
Irene Mack slowly with the mom. She is
And Israel, that can make you a great healer, very competitive. And that's you should hit me up for a chart reading, Israel, but that's a deep placement. Mars is at home in Scorpio, but when it's on the ascendant, that you got some good deep spiritual energy. And like what I taught today in Coffee Talk, you have a karmic debt to pay to your Aries 6th house, 6 places away from Mars in the chart. So in your health and daily routine, so there's a service that you need to provide and perform, whether it's for a pet, your mother's siblings, aunt and uncle, for your work, your health, your daily routine. So and wherever Aries is in your chart is where you're going to put most of your energy, your action. And the Scorpio Mars, that's the EQ, emotional intelligence. Okay, so that's a deep placement, bro. Okay, go on.
We talked about Israel's Mars, Scorpio, first house. Irene said very slowly with the mom. She is a Taurus top, so she is slow and stubborn.
Yeah. Is your mom a Pisces rising, Irene? You're saying Taurus in the 3rd house, Taurus, this Saturn? So she's a Pisces rising. That's what my mom was.
Matt Gabin says, speaking on the 9th house, I've been thinking about traveling lately.
Oh, good.
Yeah. Air Filter said to Israel, my son has his Mars in the 1st house too. What is that like for you?
Are you very competitive and into sports, Israel? Or were you like that growing up? And sometimes you can be verbally assertive and aggressive, competitive. But it's not all negative stuff. These can be very good things because you could be very much a go-getter in life. And like I told you, there's a lot of spiritual healing energy too.
Mad Gaming, Moon Lilith, and part of fortune in the 8th house of Gemini.
Yeah, that Gemini moon, 8th house. No wonder you love astrology, Mad Gaming. Yeah.
DB, do we know DB?
No, DB, what's
Hi,
up?
DB.
Welcome, Eric Taylor. Thank you for coming to Knowledge is Love. What's your sun, moon, and rising? Do tell, do share. Appreciate you.
DB asks, are Libras tricky for Scorpio rising? That 12th house energy.
Yeah, because it can be a hidden enemy.
Oh, do we lose sound? Y'all can hear us now, right?
Oh,
I'm assuming.
you're not hitting the thing back there?
No.
Okay. Yeah. We're here. Can you hear us?
They must be because people are still commenting.
Okay. All right.
So
Cool.
I'm hoping.
Yeah. But
can you?
Yeah, that can Libra 12th house for the Scorpio risings.
Sound is great.
Yeah, it can be a hidden enemy, Libra sun, moon, or rising, and unfortunately, I know that very well. But also, it can be some of your hidden talents, and so the hidden talents can be like one of my things is the relationship coach, right? Being just and peaceful, harmonious, and fairness and balance and harmony. And so that's all kind of in my subconscious and unconscious mind, my dreams, my fantasy, you know what I mean? So the 12th house has those elements, even in isolation, I like peace and balance and harmony. Wifey would tell you, I'm pretty chill. So
until he's not.
Until I'm not, yeah. Until I'm not.
So we have Chiron. Have we met Chiron before?
No. What's up, Chiron?
Chiron?
Welcome, Eric Taylor. Nice to meet you. If you want to share your sun, moon, and rising, we're talking about Scorpio Rising, going around the chart. I'm up to the 9th house, about to finish 10, 11, and 12. And welcome, Chiron.
He asked if we can help describe Mars in the 12th trine, South Node in the 8th.
Mars in the 12th, trining South Node in the 8th. Well, you should tell me what your rising sign, then I'll know more. But, depending on what your 12th house energy is, there is two energies that separate, cut, and divide, and they both are very karmic. Now, 12th house has to pay a karmic debt to the 5th house, your children, your past life energy and karma. Your anything from your heart, your creativity, your high school, college years, and the Mars in the 12th house also can really, especially, you got to let me know the sign. Did they say anything about the sign? You can be kind of a spiritual warrior.
Later on, he said Gemini sun, Sag moon, Virgo rising.
Okay, so that's in Leo. And it's trining the Aries 8th house. Okay, so Aries South Node, your North Node's in Libra 2nd house. So, you could definitely work in foreign lands, in a hospital, prison, isolation, police, FBI, detective. And you could also work in the medical field, homeopathic, Reiki, naturopath, and be very much a very powerful spiritual, psychological person. You might like to investigate the mind, the dreams. You could be a dream interpreter. But you know what I mean? Like that's an interesting placement. So just know the Mars and South Node mirror each other in terms of like the separating and dividing. But there's also spiritual karmic energy with that trine. Okay. And for you, Aries, Leo, it's very, like assertive and passionate and creative. And remember that 12th house, the hidden talent, Leo, you might be in the closet as a great actor, or a politician. You might move to foreign lands and have more financial success. You might want to get into IRS, real estate, things like that. Okay?
And then we have Glam Diva's back.
She's a Scorpio Rising. Glam Diva, how you doing, girl? What's up? Talking about us.
I'm an I'm sorry. I'm an Aries with a Scorpio rising.
Yes.
With Mars in the Aquarius, and she's trying to get out of an emotional, mental, abusive marriage.
Oh, very sorry. And Mars in
I'm just gonna skip around and
Aquarius
get all her
is
comments.
tough. Yeah, that's tough.
You know, she says she's married to an Aquarius, does not plan to. Well, she was talking about she was driving, so she said did not plan to marry the Mars. My Mars. I did not plan
To marry her Mars, because her Mars is in Aquarius and he's in Aquarius.
I have Mars and Jupiter conjunct. I heard in Vedic that your Mars placement is your husband.
No. Okay, so no.
Wait.
Okay.
No. Okay.
It's the boyfriend.
Go ahead.
It's the boyfriend and the brother. I was teaching that today, teaching a lesson at Coffee Talk. You should have been there, Glam Diva. Mars and Jupiter. Jupiter is the husband in Vedic. And Juno is the asteroid of long-term relationships and marriage. Jupiter's wife is Juno, and in the 7th house. Mars is who you are sexually attracted to, and it is your boyfriend. Okay. So some old texts in Vedic say that, but then it's actually the Jupiter. And even, the best Vedic astrologer on YouTube, KRS, explains that and says that as well. But it's true. I've seen it in hundreds of charts. Jupiter's the husband, Mars. So, but still, right? You have them both in Aquarius. So you kind of chose that. Now, I don't know if you knew him from childhood or met him through your mother or a brother or family friends. An older brother, Jupiter can represent an older brother too, and your husband. But if you have the Aries sun, one, I'm curious if you suffer with migraine headaches, but also two, it's I can only send love and healing energy, and you don't deserve ever to be abused. So if you got to go, you just got to go, and sometimes you got to go and you don't leave anything behind. And I know that's hard and scary to rebuild your life and stuff, but she did it, and then she found me. So it takes time, but sometimes when you got to go because you don't
I left with my son, 2 bags, my car that I didn't realize had no payments on it for 3 months, and $300. And I started completely over. So it can be done, and your life can make a difference. And if there's anybody on here who is in that space, go if you need to go.
Because sometimes you don't want to wait, because crazy doesn't always change and get better. And most of the time it does not.
There's
when
certain
you're being
things
abused,
that will never get better.
And if you know the chart too, I would say email me.
She said they met through a friend.
Yeah, 4th house friend.
Okay. Evelyn was just sharing, or I think it was Evelyn who said about going to Al-Anon when she was getting out of her situation. And then DB is a Scorpio rising.
All right, DB.
I'm married, very tricky. Virgo, Sun, Scorpio, Moon on the 12th cusp. And she said, or he, I don't know if it's a he or she, but it said, love this exchange. It's very helpful. Thank you.
Oh, yeah. Thank you.
Yeah, going back, married, very tricky Libra.
And Libra can be and you're a Scorpio rising, the Libra is the 12th house, could be the hidden enemy. So, yeah, I'm sorry to hear that, but yeah, you guys, and it hurts me to hear this, for women. I'm very protective of women. My mother was physically and emotionally abused in my mother's second marriage. And that's hard for a son to know about and stuff. But, that was ended. So, I'm, between that and then my wife, and I've only been married once and will only get married once. But I'm very protective over women because I'm an old school man, A man is to always protect and provide for a woman, and to love and cherish and support and uplift. And if a man is not doing that for you, not lifting you up with kindness and love and patience and wisdom and understanding, then you gotta go. You got one life to
Absolutely.
live. You got one life to live, and you do not. No one deserves
Just
to.
like the soap opera, one life
Yep.
to live.
No one deserves to disrespect you, hurt you, make you feel less than. I always lift up my queen. And I want you guys to know you deserve that and more, okay? But you can always email me, tailoredtocoach@gmail.com. You know, I am also a relationship coach, and I can see everything in a chart. So even if you know his chart or just looking at yours, I can help you guide you through the maze, okay?
I had to do a lot of work in order to be ready for my relationship with Eric. But even throughout our marriage, he's just been a real rock, and he has helped me look at various things and continue that growth, because it does leave it can leave a very long lasting mark, but it doesn't have to be permanent, and it doesn't have to be something that's always messing us up.
Yeah.
Let me see.
I'm going to finish 10, 11, and 12, but you can read one more comment.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So Laura Cool's here. Hey,
Hey,
Laura,
Laura.
how you doing? She said hello.
Yeah, she was here today. We had a great time at Coffee Talk.
And
do you guys know why do I do this?
Okay,
This
so
isn't like a coffee cup, is it? Maybe like when I do this, am I pouring or turning the
hang
cup?
loose.
Like,
hang loose, dude.
why am I
Are you
turning?
a surfer?
I don't know, man. Pisces fifth house, man.
Yeah.
You know, I was like, hey,
All
chilling.
right. So Chiron said he appreciates us. He's still waiting for his Lilith in the 10th house video.
Oh, it's
Get
coming
cracking.
tomorrow. It's coming tomorrow. I already did it.
Okay.
I'm editing it tonight.
See,
I
there
got
you
you.
go. Right.
You
together.
ask and you receive. So tune in tomorrow and watch it.
Let's see. Glam Diva said she's you're
and it's
right,
good
going
too.
back and forth with it. Good advice. Thank you. That's what Laura said.
Yeah.
Thank you. Evelyn Glam. Sometimes you need to need support. I understand.
Yes,
not
it takes
easy.
a village. Yeah. And
Yeah,
I'm here to
mean,
support you for real.
I
got empathy and
went
compassion.
back and forth quite a bit. And at the time I was also involved with a very dogmatic church that taught me that God hates divorce, and it was very, very difficult. And sometimes you have to shut out people who might give you misinformation.
Yeah.
They're not always intending it, but you know in your heart what you need to do.
And trust your Lilith. Get into that Lilith, that Pluto, all that stuff. But no man or woman should be abused in any relationship.
Absolutely not.
Okay. So hold on, let's pause. So I gotta finish out, then we'll get back to you guys, and then we'll wrap it up. 10th house for the Scorpio risings is Leo the lion, your heart. This is the midheaven, and I implore all you, because somebody here on here, I can tell you might be looking at Placidus. Whole sign system, more ancient, more accurate. Astro.com, whole sign system. It's what was done in ancient Kemet, Alexandria, Babylon, everywhere, Mesopotamia. Whole sign system. All the ancient texts that they found from AD, BC, all of it, it was the whole sign system. Placidus is modern Western, but it can throw off the chart, interceptions, No, you have all 12 signs in your chart. Okay. So Leo, 10th house. Let's assume the midheaven is here, but it can be 9th, 10th, or 11th. But the 10th house itself is your career, workplace, work environment, relationship with your father, the government, authority. It is your public image, your fame, your reputation, your legacy, how you're known and recognized in the world. Not fame like being famous, but fame like, oh, that's the Taylor kid. There's Eric. That's Big E, right? How you're recognized and known. Fame can be seen in the 7th house. A lot of people don't know that. 7th house is where you can see fame. I want to live forever, right? Sorry, I'm kind of silly sometimes. But so the Leo 10th house for the Scorpio risings can indicate for their career, they want to do something that their heart is in. They want the spotlight, but they're willing to share the spotlight. They can be dripping with some swag. They can be creative. They can be politicians, actors, entertainers, politicians. A lot of Scorpio risings can do that and do that well. I was a professional actor, still, hey, I'm acting in all these videos for you, entertaining you, right? But I'm not acting when I'm spitting the truth, giving you them astrology bars from Pluto to Mars. No verbal scars. So but that's the Leo energy. So in public, you want to speak from your heart. You want to be the creative authority. Okay, so understand that Moon Goddess, Air Filter Sun, Abraham's Sun, DB, Israel, Mad Gaming, Danny, me, Scorpio Rising, Glam Diva. That's our Leo 10th house. Now, for me, my midheaven's in the 11th house in Virgo. So the 11th house, Virgo, you're dealing with astrology. That's what I do. Aliens, UFOs, the internet, philanthropic work, nonprofit, connecting to humanity, the collective, your hopes, dreams, wishes. I told you about the stepchildren, my Virgo stepson. It's also exotic animals. Remember the 6th house is the small pets, those dogs, cats, little tiny turtle? Well, the 11th house is like the Lion King, right? Where you got some like big pet snake. Or like me, I want a penguin, and I've always wanted a penguin and a polar bear. Polar bear. I love polar bears and penguins. Okay. 11th house is also it's the politics itself. It's the big arena. 5th house is getting on stage. 11th house is the arena and the actual running for politics. It's also groups and organizations you might join, like coming to coffee talk over the internet. But it's also, meetup groups, Facebook, LinkedIn, all that stuff, because it's the internet. 3rd house, social media. Also 11th house, you guys, right? I said hopes, dreams, wishes, but it's the social network that supports the career. So you could see the friends. You can sometimes see the fake friends, depending on the planets there. The 11th house is not fake friends, but you could see if the friends are kind of fugazi based on the planets you have there. Make sense? Yes, of course it does. You've been knowing this. Remember, as I'm speaking, I am really speaking to your subconscious mind, and what's happening is you guys are remembering. You've already known this ancient wisdom and knowledge. I am unlocking it for you. That's my gift. Okay, for real. I'm speaking truth. So social network, and so basically, yeah, that's the 11th house. So Virgo here, Scorpio risings, they can be very practical, critical, self-critical, logical, analytical, cautious, detailed when it comes to groups, organizations they would join, be a part of. They can be good astrologers like your boy, because what? Astrology used to be ruled by Mercury. That's what it was associated with in ancient times, because before computers, what did you have to do? It would take months to do a birth chart because you had to calculate longitude and latitude, right? So that's the calculation. So Virgo, 11th house, can also, make you really good for like astrology, IT. It's long-term investments. The 5th house is like day traders, where the 11th house is long-term investments in the stock market. That's me. I'm a long-term investor. Okay. Wife will tell you I'm about my business. And so you understand, like that's a good placement for Scorpio risings, that a Virgo 11th house. And you can literally have a Virgo stepchild. I have a Virgo stepson. There is that level of being criticized by your friends and groups and organizations you might join, but then also you being critical of them as well. Virgo sometimes low vibration can be very nitpicky, but super self-critical. All Virgo energies. Danny and I, we know too well as Virgo sons, you got to stop that, right? To no more negative self-talk. I tell you guys like a broken record, retire from negative self-talk tonight. I'm saying that for my new people, DB and my other new people, right? That's no longer your job. Hand in your pink slip. Retire from negative self-talk. Self-love. Vibrate from your heart. Speak positive to yourself, about yourself every single day. Be hokey and maniacal about it. Fake it till you make it. Anything you repeat 10,000 times becomes rote memory and gets stored in the subconscious mind. And we're going to get to that in the 12th house. So for Scorpio rising is Libra, 12th house, loss, self-undoing, loss of energy, but it can be the loss of debt. It is jails, isolation, prisons, hospitals, monasteries, ashrams, all spirituality, spiritual stuff. It's the subconscious and unconscious minds. It's dreams, it's fantasies, it's hidden talent, hidden enemies, bed pleasures for sex and for sleeping. It is
Both are very important.
Both are very important. It's foreign lands for import export. So business. Okay. So when you're dealing with the 12th house, Scorpio risings, and you have Libra there, yes, you can have Libra enemies, sun, moon, and rising. You can be very good at helping people with relationships. You can even help yourself if you have what I have, Uranus in the 11th house. I dreamt about her years before I met her. And when I was ever in a relationship with a girlfriend, I could visually see her when I wasn't with her. Kind of spooky, but it's true. And when I first started dating her, I really spooked her out because I would tell her about like an ex-boyfriend trying to come and call her. And
he would call.
And then
after
he would call.
A while, like I was like,
she thought we knew each other.
I'm serious. Like after it happened about 3 times.
Yeah, 3 times.
And by the 3rd time, I was like, is he fucking with me? I want to kill him. I swear. I was, you don't even.
And this
know.
is before we got
I was
married.
Fly to New York just to like, don't play with me.
but what would happen? That's what I was telling Laura about today on Coffee Talk, right? Uranus can give you visions and dreams and downloads. It's the spiritual awakener. And when you have it in Libra, no matter what house, but it's really deep in the 8th or 12th or 4th. In the 12th house, it can come through your dreams. And you can get visions and dreams of people you are dating, people you could maybe date in the future, married, or get married to, right? How I dreamt about her. Like I literally saw her hand on the 1 train or the 9 train in New York City, holding the pole. And I saw like her arm and her wrist. I knew she was a light-skinned Black woman. And I got the download was that it began with the letter A. So like, you know what I mean? Like that's literally, I literally, that was my dream. Now I've had a lot of other dreams that come true in the future as well, but that's what Uranus does. And in 12th house, not to toot my own horn, you guys, but I think that's what makes me a very gifted astrologer. That 11th house stellium, but that Uranus in the 12th house. Do you know when I do your chart, I dream about it at night and I visually see it. So I'm not just looking at it with my logical, analytical Virgo, Mercury, Mars. It's that Libra, Uranus, and that Neptune, Jupiter, and the Scorpio, Neptune, and Jupiter. Because I have Venus, Jupiter, and Neptune on my ascendant. Because that's gave me the music ability to rhyme and also the acting. I'm a shapeshifter. You have Neptune on the ascendant in Scorpio. That's Robin Williams, Tom Cruise. I can morph and become any person or character at the drop of a dime. You know what I mean? Like I can literally do that and become any voice, any person. I can become an old Jewish man, an Italian guy, this, that. I mean, I can really,
do Carmine's. The people at Carmine's. Do that.
No, I'm not gonna do that right now. but you know, like,
really good.
Oh my god. So they see me in my videos. Like I break into character and rhymes all the time. But you know, so that's the Scorpio rising, the 12th house, that Libra, you guys. And so one of the hidden talents is also relating to people in foreign lands for business, but also for helping people find pleasure, beauty, self-worth, self-love, peace, harmony, and balance. So all you Scorpio risings know that Libra energy doesn't always have to be the negative. It can also be some of your hidden talents. Okay. So before we go, Wifey's going to read and I'll answer a couple questions and then we're going to go.
Well, you know, I just want to say so many of you have come in and given encouragement.
Yeah.
And I just love that.
Yeah, I love you guys. And for all you new guys, this is how my podcast is. And I normally come on Wednesdays and Saturdays or Tuesday, Fridays. So I try to go twice a week. Been a couple of weeks where I couldn't because I was just so busy doing charts and all this stuff. But I'm, you know, trying to get back to doing the twice a week. So I'm looking to come on this week, Wednesday, Saturday, or Wednesday, Friday, and I will be having a guest, maybe 2. And one of them will be my friend that's on here, 4th generation intuitive healer and psychic, Miss Laura Cool Conversation. So she'll be coming on this week, either Wednesday or Friday, Saturday. We're just trying to solidify that. So get ready for that. You guys let me know in community what next series you want to see. Secrets of the Moon Sign series, Juno, celebrity charts. Just go vote. I will be doing a free webinar speaking about the Pluto ingress to Aquarius from March to May of 2023. And I will be taking you through a little bit of the energy of Saturn in Pisces, which is coming in March 23. So that'll be a free or donation-based webinar. And I will, you email me, let me know you want to come. I'll announce it. I'm probably going to do it the Tuesday after Thanksgiving, which is November 29th. But I'll put it up in community and my Instagram. Please, and my only ask that is if you do come to this free webinar, make sure you handle that and follow your boy. Well, definitely here, but follow me on IG. I'm trying to get to my 800.
Subscribe here.
Subscribe
go to IG,
and follow.
him
Tailored
there.
to
It's
astrology.
free.
It's free. Don't hurt to follow nobody.
No, it don't.
And when this episode is over, when it's posted, just go and comment because it throws it up higher in the algorithms. Even if you just say, thanks, Eric, or great podcast, or fire emoji, or Scorpio Rising, yay, whatever it is, I greatly appreciate it because it does help it grow. Make sure you guys are hitting that like button. I want to see the likes come up. Everybody click on it and like it. So, and then also I'm going to have a birth chart sale from November 23rd to the end of the year. It's going to be a bigly sale, knocking off crazy prices. So there's a time to order Christmas gifts for friends and family or yourself, to order a birth chart reading, business birth charts, solar return, secondary progressions, all of that stuff, and natal birth chart. Yeah, make sure you don't come here and don't like it. You gotta hit the likes. Thank you, you guys. I really appreciate it.
It really helps. You know.
But the main thing is please comment afterwards. Just take a couple of minutes and just, like I said.
Fire.
So,
okay,
go ahead, read some more comments.
Let's see. Matt Gaming, Mars in the 11th house.
Yes, and that's good for networking, Matt Gaming.
13, 14. Mars. Yay, thank you.
Yeah.
Let's see. DB, yes, I was a model back in the day.
Okay.
My issue is I have Neptune on the ascendant, and it is not always positive. Folks project all sorts of illusions.
Yes, they do.
Sad face,
I know. Okay, so let me explain that to you. I lived it my whole life and I know it too well. When you have Neptune on the ascendant, it's hard for you to define yourself, your early first to 25, 30 years of life. You don't know who you are.
Yeah.
And so what Neptune creates is what? A fog, rose-colored glasses, illusion, delusion. So you don't see your family, your childhood. You don't see any of that clearly in a way. But what it does is it creates almost like a dream, a fantasy for you. So like, what did I do? I would go into these fantasy worlds of like acting, comedy, music, television, sports. I made up my own sports games. I was like, you would have been like, this kid is out of space. That's what Neptune did for me. But when you take that energy into the spirituality, the compassion, the empathy, and the creativity, and the spirituality, Neptune, Scorpio, Ascendant, it is a power. Make sure you watch my video. Neptune first house and Neptune Scorpio. Powerful placement. It makes you a very intuitive, spiritual healer, spiritual person. I think it's another thing besides the Scorpio rising that gives me the X-ray vision that I literally, when I meet you, I can see through your soul. I know. I'm like Santa Claus and God. I know if you've been naughty or nice. And I'm dead serious too. Wifey can tell you, sometimes when I meet new people, I'm like, no, I don't like them.
And if I don't listen, well, I always listen.
She listens, but there's been times where, and then later on she sees it. She's like, yep, you're right. Yep. Because, it's just, it's not even necessarily something that I try to do. It is literally, it becomes like an X-ray vision. It is the Scorpio rising for all of you guys on here that have it. But the Neptune takes it to another level because it takes you through. I see you through the spiritual realm. Okay. So, don't feel so bad. And yes, people will project things on you. Oh my God, I had people all the time. Oh, I know Eric. He's that. And I'm like, you don't know me because I don't know me. But yeah, everybody thought they knew Eric. They thought they knew Big E. They thought they knew E Complete. You know what I mean? Like, no, I went through that like really my whole life, but definitely the first 30 years. So I know it's just not an easy placement, but it gets better with time. I don't know how old you are, but I promise it gets better with time. And remember, you guys, that's what I teach you in astrological life coaching. I have a 4-week or 5-week program, 375, 4-week, 3-week, 4-week, 425. And the 5-week, the first week, live birth chart reading, 60 minutes over Zoom. And then after that, I take you through a deep dive, looking at the degrees and breaking down the chart, looking at the numerology, also your human design. And I do each week 3 houses at a time. And I teach you how to live and exist with the flow and energy of your birth chart, how to manifest and how to just rock and roll with it. You need to have relationships with these planets. You chose this life. You chose this time. You chose these situations, good, bad, and indifferent, because they're karmic lessons that you need to learn in this carnation. Okay. So God is not going to steer you wrong, but you got to play out that part. And the birth chart is the map of your life. What do we use maps for in life, you guys, right? GPS, you're going from home to this store to that store. It's direction. That's what the birth chart is. Each house, as I just took you through all 12 houses, the first house is a relationship with self. The second house is a little bit of self, but also the family, because that's the toddler, right? You're a baby. You put the foot in your mouth, right? Babies always do that, right? Because it's their 5 senses. They're learning tactile, Taurus, Venus, touching, their speech, throw, mama, mama, mama. That was our kid, right? Mama, mama. Food, right? That's Taurus, the second house. But after that, everything is third house, the relationship with your siblings in school. Fourth house, relationship with your mom, convenience, nurturing, extended family, ancestors, grandma, this and that, right? Fifth house, high school, college, friends, trying to find your way in the world, this and that, creativity. Oh, your first boyfriend, your first girlfriend, heartbreak, this and that. Sixth house, oh, my work, right? Oh, then I got to deal with health and hygiene. I got to get to work on time. Seventh house, work, relationships, marriage, partnerships, this and that. Eighth house, merging after the marriage, intimacy, in-laws, how I can make money, how I get money from other people, other people's money, how I pay. Now I got to pay my taxes. I done worked and got a job. Now I got to pay taxes. Bills, responsibility, intimacy, power, control, obsession. Ninth house. Oh, well, now who am I? What's my purpose in life? My beliefs, my philosophies, my wisdom, my higher learning. Oh, I'm getting my master's, my PhD, my doctorate, right? I want to go on a vacation. I want to travel. Oh, it's my first time on a plane. Oh, I want to write a book. Right? It's the beliefs, the philosophies, the wisdom, the higher learning. 10th house. Oh, my dad. Oh, he goes to work every day. He has a career. Oh, I want to work. I got a career. Right? Oh, this is my legacy, my reputation in public, my public image, how I'm known, how I handle the workplace, the work environment. Oh, the 11th house. Oh, these are my friends. This is my older sibling. This is my, social network. These are my groups and organizations that I'm a part of. I joined this and that. Oh, I pledged to fraternity, sorority. Oh my gosh. These people help me with my career. Oh, you know what? I want a Maserati. I want a big house. I want this. Hopes, dreams, and wishes. 12th house. The end of the road. Right? So it's your dreams, your subconscious mind, your isolation, jails, hospitals, your spiritual journey, your hidden gifts and talents. The 12th house, you guys, so often no one sees that. Just like people don't rarely see your 4th house. We have to unlock the 12th house and share it with the rest of the chart and the rest of the world. Those hidden talents, don't hide them anymore. Share them. The last 5 degrees, that's like being back in your mother's womb. Hence the Pisces, Aries cusp, the cusp of rebirth. Miss Emma, born again. All right, that's what I said in the video. Go watch that. 2 versions of each cusp video. Go watch all of them. You'll learn a lot, even if it's not your placement. But also remember the 12th house is our spiritual journey. Keep the dream book. You got to go in the subconscious mind and heal the childhood traumas. Your healing and your work goes through your 12th house, your Chiron, your Lilith, your Pluto, Uranus and Neptune as well, because it's evolving the soul. Uranus wants your soul to be free and be liberated. Be the rebellious black sheep, be futuristic, be innovative. Neptune wants your soul to evolve and grow spiritually. Pass the self-abuse, the addiction, the confusion, the fog, the delusion, the illusion, the chemicals, the drugs. Did you know Neptune, when it was created, it's Neptune's film and photography, but it's also the dye to dye fabrics, but it's also the dye for chemicals, pharmaceuticals. Neptune is disease. Pluto is virus. I told her January or December of 2020. I looked at China's chart. I told her, oh, it's coming and it's coming big. Didn't I tell you? Right outside your office? I told her. because Pluto's virus. I saw it. Okay. So just understand. So that's what, and so astrological life coaching, I'm very proud of that program. It's a blessing and it's a stone groove and it can really help you change your life. And I want you to have relationships with these planets. It's to map your life. Astrology happens whether you know it or not. And you don't want to just be a leaf in the wind, just things happening to you. You want to have control. You want to be connected to God. You want to have the ancient wisdom and knowledge of the stars and the planet, as above, so down below. Everything's connected. Why do you think the moon is connected to a woman's menstrual cycle, controls the tides of the ocean, connected to the farmer's almanac? Thank you, Benjamin Banneker, who also designed Washington, D.C., a very intelligent Black man, a brother, right? So understand, right? There are no accidents. You're not a mistake. And you want to live an intentional, heart-filled, God-loving spiritual life to be the best version of yourself. And I'm here to be of service to help you do it. What else can I say? Read the last couple comments and then we're going to be out. But I love you guys for real. And I want you to vibrate at your highest. And you know what I'll do each season now? Like I did with this, even next month, I'll do Sagittarius rising next. And kind of go through the 12 houses like this. I've done it. I've done my rising sign series. Go watch it. But it was so old. My technology was bad. You know what I'm saying? I'm a veteran now as an astrologer. My knowledge is so much deeper. So I think it's fun to do it like this and do it interactively with you guys. Capiche?
So, okay. Really, really quick. Chiron said, I find the whole sign to be more accurate. I always felt like I related to it more.
Mm-hmm. It is. Is Chiron's a man?
Yes.
It is, my brother, yeah.
Stephen the Jupiterian, love this forum. You guys are amazing. Thank you.
Thank you, Stephen. Right back at you. Go follow Stephen's page, Stephen the Jupiterian.
Mm-hmm. Maybe put your page in the comments.
Go subscribe and go follow Cool Conversations, Laura's YouTube page.
Put your stuff in there too, Laura.
Yeah, go. You guys go subscribe to their channels. They both do amazing.
Click on it. How do you do that in here? But
people can just highlight it and you copy and paste and then put it in the top of YouTube and then you go right to their page.
There you go.
You could even do it, just highlight their name, copy and paste. But they can put their stuff there too as well.
And Evelyn says she hopes to see everybody at Coffee Talk.
Yes, December 10th,
Mm-hmm.
Glam Diva.
Glam Diva said, I dreamt that he was going to be my husband. I also dreamt of him cheating and I felt it in my body also before I trapped me. Okay.
Oh, before he trapped you? Oh my God, Glam Diva, I'm so sorry.
I'm trapped?
Yeah, I think she's saying trapped.
Glam
Diva, where's your Lilith? What do you have in your 7th house, Glam Diva?
You guys need to have this conversation privately.
Yeah, you should email me. Yeah, please.
I think you really should. Yeah. I'm ordering mine for my son Friday. Thank you, Evelyn. I have Neptune on the ascendant. Stephen said that.
Yeah.
Too as well.
Yeah.
I'm getting a chart reading soon. Thank you, Glam Diva.
Yes, Glam Diva.
Neptune, Stephen the Jupiterian, Neptune in Sagittarius, 0 degrees in the 1st house.
Yep.
People have always told me who I am, yet they don't know.
Yes.
Tell me about it.
Preach, brother.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Javanka.
Hey, Javanka. I was just talking about you coming on too.
Hey, guys. Hey, girl.
We missed you today too, Javanka, at Coffee Talk. It was a stone groove, Mars, Jupiter. I'm sure you'll be there next month, December 10th.
Let's see. Air filter. That sounds like something I want. DB. I read a lot. What you said about the Neptune effect is 1,000. Thank you.
Yeah, it's
deep. Jupiter. Hey, Javanka. Lorico, what's the difference between birth charts and charts of the moment?
Okay, so
question.
Charts of the moment, it's the astral weather, and you can see the planets in transit. So I didn't look up the rising sign and the moon right now. The moon is in Cancer. I don't know the exact degree because it's always moving, but it's in Cancer. There's a Cancer moon weekend. So we could be a little bit more emotional, a little bit more sensitive, but also sometimes we can also, if you just track the fluctuations of the moon, you guys, it can really give you a lot of insight to yourself and your inner emotions and reactions. The moon sign switches every 2.5 days, and in a progress chart every 2.5 years. So the transits are right now, right? Uranus and North Node in Taurus. Saturn in Aquarius, Neptune in Pisces, Pluto in Capricorn, North Node in Taurus, Black Moon Lilith fluctuating back and forth between Cancer and Leo. I believe currently it's in Leo, but that switches. Mercury, Venus, and Sun are all in Scorpio. I told you Moon's in Cancer. Mars is in Gemini until March, forever, ever. Jupiter is on a little vacation back in its home sign in Pisces to December 20th. Hence, Scorpio Rising's buy the lottery ticket, right? But for everybody, it can increase our imagination, creativity, spirituality, and compassion right now, which we need because the world is kind of harsh and tough. We need that love vibrate from your heart. And Saturn, I said it right, is in Aquarius. And only Neptune and Jupiter and Mars are in retrograde, I believe. And when planets are retrograde, they are closer to the Earth. But you can see Mars and Jupiter. You're not going to see Neptune, too far away. But Mars and Jupiter, if you go outside tonight, and we're going to go check afterwards, you probably can see them. I know Wifey and I, we saw Mars on the eclipse that morning. Oh my God, it was beautiful. Make sure you go to my Instagram page and follow me, but you could see the video there. It was right, remember the eclipse where we are, it was 6:02 a.m. East Coast, so 4:02 a.m. us, and Wifey woke me up early. She was on her way to the gym because she's about that life. And around 5 o'clock, we saw it, and it was beautiful. The eclipse was powerful. So, and understand, you guys, that goes, it's a energy that really lasts, for the next 6 months. And whatever happens can be tough and uncomfortable, but it will be for your greater good. And the next eclipse season will be the last one in Taurus and Scorpio, lunar and solar, April, May for our Taurus season. Right? So the Taurus new moon will probably be April 23rd, 24th, 25th. And then the Scorpio full moon will probably be like, May 5th, 8th, 10th, somewhere in there. I don't know the exact dates, but just to give you a gist of how it goes down. And then we'll go to the North Node in Aries, South Node in Libra. They're already there in the Vedic system, okay? But for Western Tropical, that's where we'll be headed, okay? You got it? You got it. Good. All right. Last couple comments.
Thanks.
But any of you Scorpio Risings, let me know.
Thanks you for the information.
Oh, hey, Deborah.
Javanka says she will be at the next coffee talk.
Yes.
Glam Diva said she needs a chart. All right, girl, come on. Do it. Do it in the charts are great. I'm sorry. Abraham is saying to get their charts, that he does a great job. Thank you
Abraham.
very, very
Thank
much.
you, brother.
I saw the video you posted. Danny said, dang, y'all still on here. Yes, you know what happens once it gets going and everything.
I know.
I mean, Irene came back.
I know.
And once it gets going, we can't stop.
But not just that, I had to finish what I was talking about. The 12 houses of Scorpio Rising.
I work on Saturdays. I'm a hairstylist, so I hope to make it to the coffee talk soon.
Okay.
Irene Mack is still okay.
And Glam Diva, once football season's over, I'll probably go back to coffee talk on Sundays.
Yes. Okay. Guys, we are at the end.
All right,
Thank
you guys.
Thank you very much. I'm sorry, I've been so busy working. I'm getting my 3-step organic healthy mouth kit up onto the Sabale Pure website.
SabalePure.com. Check it out, you guys.
This is the best stuff in the world. You're gonna love it.
Yeah.
I promise. So
go check it out.
Thank you. Sabale Pure.
Remember, you want chemical free for your toothpaste and your deodorant. Muy importante. We don't need to hurt ourselves.
Yep.
Because those toxins, they mess up the third eye, right?
Thank you, Laura. Laura said Sabale rocks.
Yep.
And
okay,
Irene, my Juno.
So listen, both my next guests are on here, you guys. Laura's coming on probably Wednesday. And then I have to schedule with Javanka. She's either going to come on the next week or maybe Friday, Saturday night. I'll see. But those two women are powerhouses, so I'm excited to have them join me and share them with you. Because I always like to share with my audience.
Too much, but Irene Max said my Juno conjunct my MC
Midheaven.
Midheaven. Sorry, so I might find work partner or my lover. Just saying, Danny boy.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, come on now, girl.
Hey, Danny was there today. He was waiting for you. She met Danny.
Listen. You better turn it up. Irene. All right. Love you
you
guys.
God bless.
Bye.
Episode 95. Knowledge is love. Scorpio Rising. I'm out. Peace. Pleasant dreams. Later.